Hello, this goes along with the other two videos, and I absolutely had to say and post this also. No one, no one can tell you if you're demon possessed. The only person who can tell you if you're demon possessed is you. You. And if you think you're demon possessed, then the only one who can help you is you. Literally. You can try going to other outside people and whatnot, but literally. And yes, this is a spiritual video, but I needed to hurry up and post this while I had the house to myself. And so, the only one who can tell you if you're cursed, damned, hexed, there's workings being done against you, you got bad luck put on you, who knows what, is you. The only one is you. And don't believe anybody at all who tells you you're not cursed, hexed, damned, whatever. You're not demon possessed. They don't know. They're not you. But this goes right along with you're the only one who can tell if you're blessed, if you're in the hand of God, if you have good luck going on, if you've been good lucked, what have you. The only person who can tell is you. And you're the only one who can know. And this is true in the line of you're the only person who can tell if you're physically ill, if you're physically sick. A doctor can't tell you if you're physically sick. A scientist, a family member cannot tell you if you're physically sick. Only you can tell you. Only you can tell if you're physically sick. You're the only one who can tell if you're physically healthy, if you're physically well. A doctor cannot tell you if you're physically healthy, if you're physically well. A family member, a friend cannot tell you if you're physically healthy, if you're physically well. Only you can tell if you're physically healthy, if you're physically well. Literally. And I found out from having many near-death experiences, but especially an especially large one a while back here, that if you feel sick, then you're sick. If you feel healthy, then you're healthy. Don't believe any tests, any doctors, anything, because they are after your money. They are after promoting themselves and their names and their reputations at the expense of your name and reputation and wallet. Along with that, the only one who can tell if you're mentally ill, if you're mentally sick, is you. No one else can tell you if you're mentally sick, if you're mentally ill, if you're insane. No one else can tell if you're insane. The only person who can tell if you're insane is you. You. The only one who can tell if you're mentally healthy, if you're mentally well, if you're mentally sane, perfectly well off, is you. Not your family members, not your spouse, not your husband, not your wife, not your kids, not your parents, not your brothers, sisters, whoever's, uncles, cousins, whatever, not your friends, not any doctors, not any shrinks, psychiatrists, psychologists. No one can tell if you're mentally healthy or if you're mentally sick. Only you can. Only you can. And anyone who is telling you that you're physically ill, mentally ill, what have you, if you're demon possessed, if you're bad lucked, they are trying to manipulate you. They're trying to control you. They're trying to get power over you. And more often than not, especially in the line of the scientific, quote unquote, scientific community, in the business community of earning money, in the line of shrinkdom and hospitals and doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists, shrinks, counselors, even pastors, they're trying to give themselves a good name, give themselves a good reputation, and get money from you. Even if they have to take a very long walk to eventually get money from you, they are looking to get money from you. Even if it's nothing more than to get themselves a higher place in heaven, they are trying to get money from you, such as in the case of a priest or a rabbi or a temple speaker, whatever. They are trying to get themselves money. Interestingly enough, people are willing to admit this when it comes to, people in the occult field, people who are pagans, witches, tarot card readers. They're saying, oh, they're just trying to get you money. You're not cursed at all. Well, guess what? The doctors are trying to get your money, and you're not sick at all. The shrinks and psychologists are trying to get your money. You're not mentally ill at all. I had to learn this. Yep, they're back home. I had to learn this the hard way and I'm totally against Trump. I'm 100% against Trump. But when Trump got into office, everyone was writing up psychologists and psychiatry things and saying everything about him verbatim, what they were saying about me for being a Democrat and for being a quote baby killer unquote, because I'm for abortion, because I'm for women's rights, and because I'm outspoken, because I fight, because I'm a woman, and because I don't look traditionally feminine. Everything that they said about Trump, every last word verbatim, they were saying about me my whole life. And that was a wake-up call. And also in the line of mental illness, I literally had a guy that I went out with, and he was mentally ill, and he was so mentally ill that he was willing to give up his freedoms and be locked up in a psychiatric prison. And guess what? He went to shrink after shrink. You know, some of them they even prescribed him drugs and everything didn't work. He was begging for help. He even was begging me for help. It hurt me not being able to help him. I can't tell you the emotional hurt that caused me. I have to cut this off now, but literally, the shrinks and psychologist told him that he was mentally fine, that he just didn't want to work, and that he needed to go to school, and that he needed to get out more and talk to people. They told him that he was perfectly mentally healthy when even I could tell that he was very mentally ill, and I needed to cure him. I wanted to cure him. None of the shrinks he went to wanted to cure him. His mother was willing to admit that he did need help and he did need counseling, and maybe she could help him. But literally, so you're the only person who can tell if you're mentally ill or physically ill. No one else. And you're the only one who can tell if you're physically ill or physically healthy. No one else. Period. That's it. I gotta go. Bye.